Welcome everybody to Nothins Space Program. This episode, we are going to try to do something and actually do what we aim and set out to do. Because the whole make it to the Mun thing just completely blew, and yeah. I kind of been playing this most of the night, and I haven't slept since the last few episodes, and I've been trying to get to the Mun, and I can get it so I'll get slingshotted by it, and then slingshot around to the sun, but I get close, and when I'm trying to reposition myself so I can get a little burn going, so I can change the trajectory and actually impact to the Mun, usually it doesn't work out. And another problem I've been having, which kind of makes it even harder, is when I'm going up through the atmosphere. You can imagine looking at this gray line right here is the Mun. Well, when you start off, there's this little blue line that shows your trajectory. Well, the problem that I've been having is, for some odd reason or other, that trajectory, instead of it going out how it normally starts out, it'll start getting curved, and eventually it'll end out way out here, and that doesn't really connect well with the trajectory of the Mun. So it makes it a little bit harder. It's still possible to make contact with it, but you kind of want to keep it flat and in line, because it'll make it a lot easier to actually make contact with the Mun instead of getting slingshot. Because let's say the Mun's right here, well, your spacecraft may be right here, but when you look at it like this, it could be way up here. So there's less, it makes it a lot harder to actually make contact and be able to land. And I've been trying a few different ways, and it's just not working out for me at all. So that one, I think for this episode, I'm gonna just keep it short and simple. I'm going to fly a plane that I made, just bull crapping around. I've only flown it once before, and it actually did quite nice. So I'm going to attempt to fly this, and hopefully, if I did this right, I should be able to get a fair decent way, at least halfway around the globe is what I'm hoping for. Whether or not I get there, I don't know yet, but we're going to go ahead and have a look and see where it gets us. Alright, so let's turn these on, and let's start her up. I suck at flying planes so much, though. I really do. Baby steps, baby steps. Yeah, you can see this isn't working out for me. just keep this trajectory for now. I don't know where that'll take us. Cause I want to try to be able to turn, at least make it to one of the poles. Last flight landed me somewhere around here. And I was able to touch down and then start back up again, which was pretty cool. Not quite. Yeah, I still don't have the turning down, which is kind of aggravating. Maybe this will get me close to the direction I need to be going. Maybe. I doubt it though. It's still a little wobbly. Oh shit. And now we're going down. Freaking Devided is just, yeah, I could fly. I guess I probably could have put those in a lot sooner. Let's see, where are we headed at now? So, we're originally going this way. Last time I checked, we were going this way, so we're making progress. We just need to be going in this direction. Still losing altitude, and I don't like that. There we go. Should be picking some back up now. There we go. That's good. Now, still not quite northerly. I mean, I am going towards land, but apparently this doesn't think I am. So, still gotta turn more. Yeah, a lot more. Yeah, one thing you never want to do when you're playing this is speed it up. The warp. Mostly because your pieces will like kind of crash into each other and they'll get wobbly like this. Not really the best thing you could do for it, but I think I just did a complete 360. Yeah. I'm not good with directions at all. Let's do their stasis. It's definitely moving weird. Probably not gonna get that far. Ah, shit. That may explain why. And now we're climbing again. That's good. Still not quite. Might be able to make it. Maybe. Maybe. Does depend on whether or not I can get the fuel should be fine. The only real problem is the air intake. Once you get too high, it shuts off because obviously there's no air in space, and that's a real problem. Yeah, that's why you don't put the warp on. But I can get to it. It takes a few tries, just because the turning in the game isn't the best ever, so it's not the easiest thing to do. It could be worse though. It really could. But usually the planes, I only mess around with them if I get tired of trying to build something to launch into space, or I get frustrated with something, or I just need something to do. It usually kind of serves the point. And I haven't actually really messed with it that much, except for just derping around, except till today. I was watching a video of somebody on YouTube, and he was messing around with it. I'm like, I should probably try building my own plane, and that was the one that I came up with. And it works okay. It has a few problems. I just wish there was a better in-atmosphere engine without having to actually resort to a rocket. But anyway, we're going to go ahead here and build a satellite. The one I have launched right now, if we can take a look here, apparently is not there anymore. That sucks a lot. I know what I did. There was one I had here orbiting the planet, and you can see it in the other 2 episodes in the list, but it was just a Kerbal, and what I was able to end up doing was take them, and I had a little bit of fuel left, so I was able to reposition it, go around, and actually land it back onto the surface. So launching Kerbals is nice, but I've never actually been able to launch an actual probe before, so we're going to go ahead and do this. Let's stick one of these on for the sake of it. Don't need that, don't need that. We gotta add a little body just to give it some beef. So we'll add a few of these, if I can select it. Maybe add 2, maybe 3. Alright, and we need an ion engine just to kind of give it a little go when it's up orbiting. They usually don't do much, unless you're doing like missions to other planets or something. But it's still nice just to have it there, just to have it, really. So we're gonna go ahead and put one of those on. I do like putting packs of batteries on. Now, I also put on these radioscope thermoelectric generators on. They work very well. I will be putting solar panels on, just for the hell of it. But I always like to add batteries just in case, because I've run into so many problems with the solar panels not working properly, or the generators just being retarded. So it's always better to be safe than sorry. Alright, got those on now. Just to be fancy and crap, we're gonna add on some of these, just to kind of give it a purpose. I mean, it is a satellite. And this is mostly just for aesthetic purposes. There's really no need for these, or at least not that I can tell anyway. Maybe in the later future installments in the game there will be missions and you gotta send up a probe and collect data or something, but for right now there's none of that. So there's that. Now let's go ahead and add some solar arrays. Add maybe 2 right here. Maybe add some thinner ones. I do like these. So this will be the basis of our probe, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. Or satellite. Yeah. And not so sure about that, but it's not gonna work. Anyway, this will be a probe. Could probably stand to be used to make it look a little better, but for right now, it's all it's honestly needed. Let's go ahead and move this up here. Do want to add a SAS module. Good one. Not really too worried about the size. And now we can go back to our aerodynamics tab. Or structural. I can figure out why the hell this doesn't want to connect. and that would be why. Alright, so now we gotta build the main part of the rocket. As you can't tell by now, I usually prefer these and just double stack these on. We'll try a little something different today instead of just these. Alright, that should be good for them. Now we gotta add some of these. Hopefully will not come in the way. Yeah, I thought that would happen. So we're gonna put those up here. Soon anyway. If we can get it to attach. Hopefully. There we go. We can add these back on. And we can add these back on. So, the circular intakes, for these, they're not really needed. Some people I've seen actually put them on quite a bit. Then again, these are people who also put their own type of fuel for something, and don't really get too far with that, but that should be good for them. Now, we're just trying to get into orbit. We're not trying to go too far, so we don't need that much power. I'm trying for a low orbit, so I'm thinking about maybe 100, 200 or so. For the height, don't really need to go much higher than that. And as somebody called the strut connectors was the space duct tape, which I thought was kind of funny, because more or less all you really do is you just add these for stability, and it's practically duct tape. There's not really a more fitting analogy that I could ever think of more so than duct tape as for what these do. But so we're gonna go ahead, try this one out. Do want to get some of these in here. The launch stability enhancers. The main reason why I like these is they get you off the ground a little bit more than usual. Not that that really should matter, but it just kind of gives you that little extra oomph, I guess. That way you don't have to start at the bottom, and it does provide you that stability when you're starting off, especially with some of the more uneven rockets. They're not the best, the most stable, I guess. Your four when you're doing symmetrical, 4 is usually your more stable, but it's not the most efficient. I mentioned before that to me 3 is what I like to use. It doesn't have that much weight and you still get a good enough power. 2 is very, very lopsided and can go wrong in so many ways. 1 is not recommended. You can use it. It's better than 2 by far, but you'll start getting it to be too tall, and when that happens, it will just wobble and collapse and implode upon itself. So 3, your best. You can go more, it doesn't really matter, but 3 and 4 are the one you want to stick to. 6, depending on what it is, your bigger rockets and even these smaller ones on the outside here, 6 is just too much, and it's honestly not worth it. But then again, everybody has their own personal preferences, and depending on what they do, they can get it to work. So somebody who's been playing this game longer than me may use a 6, or they may use an 8. Well, that's not me. I'm still a beginner, so I'm not going to do that. I'll stick with what I'm comfortable with. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, move on and try something else. And I forgot a decoupler. That is horrible. And hopefully, good. Decoupler. Yes, always remember your decouplers. Heaven forbid you don't remember your decoupler. Jesus would be mad. Jesus would not be a proud Jesus. Don't want one that strong, so no, don't want that one either. I want this one. Alright. Now, I have kind of gotten to the part where I would used to keep the rockets and the decouplers in 2 separate stages. Now I don't really care all that much about it, except when I'm using the orange ones or any of the outside ones here that's not a part of the main rocket. I do still kind of keep them separate, because I got to give them time to move away from the craft before I turn on the engines, or else if I turn them on, it can move too fast and they're still too close, or I can blow them up. There's just so many things that can go wrong. It's just really, really horrible. So put these in. That decoupler is this one, and then that's that one, and then now we should be good to go. Let's try out our orbital probe 1. See how far this gets us. And we have liftoff, and so far doing okay. Like I said, we're gonna try to get our Aposis, however you want to pronounce it. I call it the Aposis. We're trying to look to get this around the 150, maybe 2. I'm gonna shoot for about 150. If I can get it lower and still get a good circular orbit, that would be nice, but I'm not really expecting that to happen. Forgot about the fuel. Put a damper. So that's still going up. That little bit there just absolutely killed the speed by a lot. And because of that, now we're tipping, and that is really, really bad. And that is a failed launch. Yeah, that is pretty bad. Hopefully we'll get this somewhere. I really doubt it though. Yeah, see, fuel already ran out, so let's go ahead and try this again. Hopefully I won't miss it. And off we go. Now, normally I don't put rockets on full throttle. I usually keep them about 2/3, which is right here, mostly because the bigger orange ones that I use, the engine that goes with that, the one that fits, it has a high thrust rate, but it overheats quite quickly above the 2/3. 2/3 is right where it's not cooled down, but it's not overheating. It's just kind of right in that sweet spot. Even a little bit less than that, or a little bit more is okay. That way I don't have to keep fiddling around and going faster and then having to slow down, and then going faster and then having to slow down, and then faster and slow down over and over and over again. I'm probably going to have to go back through and change up the rockets, because I'm pretty I don't think I'll get to the height that I want to. That and the turning here is just absolutely killing me. Yeah, this is horrible. Yep, that failed horribly. Again. So, I guess it's back to the drawing board, I suppose. If we're lucky, which I really doubt we're going to have the fuel for. Yeah, we don't. I may end up taking those off, and then for the outer ones, just go ahead and add the orange tanks. And probably switch them to 3. Because I don't like this 4. And I never did. I don't know why I ended up trying that this time. So... or... I could do this. Who's up? This is so difficult. I really dislike it so much. There. Now, I'm gonna add these. Sadly, I don't forget what the copy command is for Kerbal. A little upsetting. A little bit. However, don't really need them, so I'm gonna go ahead, put these on. And add our caps. Okay, so that should take care of that. Now we need to add our supports. And then we're going to need to get our engines formed. This should get us up a good decent amount of way. Hopefully we don't turn now that I switched from 4 over to 3. No guarantees though, but I'm hoping. It's probably lopsided is what it is. Would not be surprised. Those are up backwards. Right. And now these are all messed up. So we got those in. Guess those are pretty useless now. Use these to tighten these down. You can also use them for this. And that should give us some good support. Get our engine in here. And that should do well, and that'll break off. Yeah. Also, that'll help out a little bit, I think. I still swear that those caps make it look like a dick, though. Of course, if you're building a rocket, whether or not something looks like a dick should be irrelevant, but yeah, let's face it, it's a lot of times you see a rocket and you're like, yeah, it's a penis. Yeah, penis. Penis, penis, penis. Yeah. Oh man, talk about not sleeping all night. Shit. So we got a rocket here. Let's get rid of all this debris and crap we don't need, and give us one final test run before I end the video. Next video I'll probably work on creating a Land Rover. Now, of course, I should probably have gotten to the moon before I do that, but I'm stupid. Now why the hell can't I get this in? Get off my mouse, damn it. Alright, now let's give this a try. Alright, those will all detach. Alright, so it's one try, and hopefully we can end this video on a positive note. Oh, it's already wiggly. I probably should have had a way to decouple the side rockets, probably would have been best. Because they'll run out long before the orange ones do. Didn't really want that. Now that I think about it, probably would have been a better idea to get some of the weight so we're not chugging it around. Because as soon as those side rockets come off, it's just dead weight. And I want to see how much the speed gets impacted by it. And they're out, and yeah, that's losing speed pretty fast now. Don't want to keep the throttle up for too long, but we just hit over 10,000 feet. Let's check our prenaps. It's around 28. Last time we got around 40, 45. So we're getting halfway there now. There, so let's go ahead and finish off these stacks, and then we'll turn into a horizontal burn. It's a little bit too far for my liking, but yeah, well. Oh, damn. A little bit too early. That's okay. We got this. The heck you doing, spaceship? The heck you doing? Alright, so that was a horrible, horrible failure. And now we are out of fucking control once again. God damn it. So, that's another horrible failure for this episode. Probably get used to it. SAS isn't doing shit. Yeah, add fins to that crap too. But that'll be an episode for another day. I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. We're already at the 45-minute mark of recording, and I gotta cut down the time, so I will see you next episode. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching.